At 05:25 hours local time along a key railway line in occupied southern Ukraine, a massive Russian railway repair convoy moved slowly under the cover of early morning mist. Dozens of specialized engineering vehicles, flatbed cars loaded with track sections, cranes, welding equipment, and hundreds of repair personnel stretched for nearly a kilometer. Russia desperately needed to restore damaged rail lines to keep supplies flowing toward the front. But what the convoy commander didn't know was that Ukrainian reconnaissance had been tracking them for hours. A large swarm of FPV drones was already closing in, turning this critical repair mission into a deadly trap. Ukrainian military intelligence had been monitoring Russian repair efforts for weeks. Satellite imagery and local partisan reports revealed repeated attempts to rebuild key rail bridges and track sections destroyed in earlier strikes. Planners identified this particular convoy as a high-value target, one of the largest repair formations assembled in months. Special drone units prepared hundreds of FPV drones modified with powerful warheads, extended range batteries, and improved resistance to jamming. Forward control teams positioned themselves along likely routes, rehearsing rapid handover procedures and multi-wave attack plans to ensure the swarm could maintain pressure even under heavy counterfire. The operation launched as the convoy entered a vulnerable stretch of open track surrounded by agricultural fields. Ukrainian operators launched the first wave of reconnaissance and decoy drones to confirm the formation and draw initial Russian attention. Moments later, the main FPV strike swarm surged forward at high speed. Their electric motors whined through the air as cameras locked onto high-priority targets, fuel tankers, heavy cranes, and loaded flatbed cars carrying irreplaceable track materials and bridge components. Russian escort vehicles spotted the incoming threat and opened fire. Machine guns rattled and anti-drone systems attempted to jam the control signals. The convoy commander ordered immediate dispersal, but the long line of heavy equipment made rapid movement difficult. Some vehicles tried to pull off the tracks into soft soil, while others accelerated in a desperate attempt to reach better cover. This only created more chaos as the formation bunched up. Ukrainian control teams faced their own dangers. Russian artillery units supporting the convoy began firing at suspected drone operator locations based on signal detection. One forward team completed a lightning-fast handover of more than 40 drones to a secondary position just seconds before shells impacted their original site. The second team took over seamlessly, keeping the swarm on target despite the ground shaking around them. This ability to transfer control under fire proved decisive. The FPV drones struck with clinical precision. The first group targeted fuel and equipment carriers at the front of the convoy. Explosions ripped through tanker trucks, sending burning diesel cascading across the tracks and igniting nearby vehicles. Secondary fires spread rapidly, warping rails and destroying precious bridge sections loaded on flatbeds. Another wave focused on the specialized engineering vehicles, massive cranes and repair machines that Russia could not easily replace. Warheads punched through engine compartments and operator cabins, leaving the heavy equipment burning and immobile. Russian air defense assets in the area fired desperately at the low-flying drones. Some FPVs were destroyed in bright flashes, but the swarm was simply too large and approached from multiple angles. Surviving drones adjusted their paths in real time, exploiting gaps in coverage and using smoke from the initial explosions as additional cover. Operators watched live feeds as more strikes landed on ammunition and tool storage vehicles, triggering further chain reactions that tore through the middle of the formation. As the attack intensified, the entire convoy ground to a halt. Thick black smoke columns rose high into the sky, visible for many kilometers. Burning wreckage blocked the railway line completely, creating a new obstacle far worse than the original damage the convoy had been sent to repair. Repair personnel abandoned vehicles and sought cover in nearby ditches and tree lines as secondary explosions continued to ripple through the formation. Ukrainian operators maintained pressure with follow-up waves, targeting any vehicles that attempted to escape or provide assistance. Russian electronic warfare efforts grew more frantic but could not break the coordinated nature of the assault. The combination of careful preparation, rapid control handovers, and overwhelming numbers allowed the FPV swarm to achieve devastating results with relatively low cost. When the final drones expended their energy, the scene left behind was one of total destruction. Dozens of specialized railway repair vehicles lay wrecked and burning. Critical materials, prefabricated track sections, bridge components, and heavy machinery were either destroyed or heavily damaged. The railway line itself was now blocked by twisted metal and burning debris, setting back Russian repair efforts by weeks, if not months. The strategic consequences are severe. Russia depends heavily on rail for moving large volumes of ammunition, fuel, and reinforcements to the southern front. Disrupting these repair convoys creates a cascading logistical crisis. Every destroyed crane or track section forces Moscow to divert resources from other areas, further straining their already overstretched supply network. Ukrainian forces gain more time and freedom to conduct operations, while Russian units face increasing shortages. This successful ambush demonstrates Ukraine's growing expertise in using affordable, precision drone technology to neutralize high-value targets deep in occupied territory. By catching and destroying a major repair convoy, Ukraine is not just slowing Russian advances, it is systematically dismantling their ability to sustain them. If you support peace and a free Ukraine, leave a comment below and tell us what you think was the most critical moment in this FPV drone operation. Hit like, share this video, and subscribe for more detailed military analysis of these battlefield developments. Peace for Ukraine.